Hello and welcome to this video about the Oort Cloud. You may have heard of comets, those icy visitors that sometimes appear in our night sky with long tails. But where do they come from? And what else is out there beyond the planets? In this video, we will explore one of the most mysterious and fascinating regions of our solar system, the Oort Cloud. The Oort Cloud is a huge shell of icy objects that surrounds our Sun at a very far distance. It is so far away that we have never seen any object in it directly. But we know it exists because some of these objects get disturbed by other stars or gravity waves and fall into the inner solar system as comets. The Oort Cloud is like a giant reservoir of comets that tells us about the origin and evolution of our solar system. In this video, we will learn more about the Oort Cloud, how it was discovered, how big it is, what it looks like, what kind of objects are in it, how we study it, and what mysteries remain to be solved. So buckle up and get ready for an amazing journey to the edge of our solar system. The Oort Cloud was first proposed by a Dutch astronomer named Jan Oort in 1950. He noticed that some comets had very long orbital periods, meaning they took thousands or even millions of years to go around the Sun once. He also noticed that these comets came from all directions, not just from the plane of the planets. He reasoned that there must be a huge cloud of comets far away from the Sun that could explain these observations. Oort was not the first one to suggest that there might be something beyond Pluto. In 1932, another astronomer named Ernst Öpik had also speculated about a distant cloud of comets. But Oort was the one who gave more evidence and calculations to support his idea. That's why the cloud is sometimes called the Öpik-Oort cloud, but more often simply the Oort Cloud. The Oort Cloud is still a theoretical concept, because we have never seen any object in it directly. But we have strong indirect evidence that it exists from studying comets and their orbits. The Oort Cloud is one of the greatest discoveries in astronomy, because it shows us how vast and diverse our solar system is. The Oort Cloud is a huge shell of icy objects that surrounds our Sun at a very far distance. It is so far away that it would take light more than a year to reach it. To give you some perspective, the Earth is about 8 light minutes from the Sun, and Pluto is about 5 light hours. The Oort Cloud starts at about 2,000 astronomical units, from the Sun, where 1 astronomical unit is the average distance between the Earth and the Sun. It extends to about 200,000 astronomical units, or almost 3 light years. That's more than halfway to the nearest star. The Oort Cloud is not a solid or uniform structure. It is made of billions of individual objects that orbit the Sun in different directions and speeds. Some of these objects are as small as dust grains, while others are as big as mountains or even planets. The average distance between two objects in the Oort Cloud is about 10 million kilometers, or 25 times the distance between the Earth and the Moon. That means there is a lot of empty space in between. The Oort Cloud has two main parts, an inner part called the Hills Cloud, and an outer part called the Oort Cloud proper. The Hills Cloud is shaped like a thick disk that lies close to the plane of the planets. The Oort Cloud proper is shaped like a spherical shell that surrounds the Hills Cloud and extends farther out. The boundary between these two parts is not well defined, but it is estimated to be around 20,000 astronomical units from the Sun. The Oort Cloud is one of the largest structures in our solar system. It contains more mass than all of the planets combined. It also defines the outer limit of our solar system's gravitational influence. Beyond it lies interstellar space, where other stars and their planets are located. The Oort Cloud is made of icy objects that are remnants of the early solar system. These objects are called planetesimals, which means they are building blocks of planets. They are mostly composed of water ice, but they also contain other frozen substances like carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and organic molecules. Some of them may even have rocky cores or thin atmospheres. The Oort Cloud objects formed in the inner solar system about 4.6 billion years ago, when our Sun and planets were still young. They were part of a disk of gas and dust that surrounded the Sun. But as the giant planets like Jupiter and Saturn grew bigger and more massive, they disturbed the orbits of these objects and flung them outwards by their gravity. Some of them ended up in the Kuiper Belt, a ring of icy bodies beyond Neptune. Others escaped to interstellar space. And some were captured by the Sun's gravity and settled in the Oort Cloud. The Oort Cloud objects have been preserved in a deep freeze for billions of years. They have not changed much since they formed. That's why they are very valuable for scientists who want to learn more about the origin and history of our solar system. By studying these objects, we can get clues about what conditions were like when our Sun and planets were born. The Oort Cloud is very difficult to study because it is so far away and faint. We have never seen any object in it directly. The only way we can detect them is when they become comets and enter the inner solar system. But even then, we can only see a small fraction of them. Most of them remain hidden in the dark. The first comet that was linked to the Oort Cloud was Comet Halley, which was observed by Edmund Halley in 1705. He predicted that it would return every 76 years, and he was right. Comet Halley is one of the most famous comets in history, and it has been visited by several spacecrafts. The last time it came close to Earth was in 1986, and the next time will be in 2061. Another famous comet that came from the Oort Cloud was Comet Hale-Bopp, which was discovered in 1995. It was one of the brightest comets ever seen, and it stayed visible for more than a year. It had two tails, one made of dust and one made of gas. It also had a companion object that orbited around it. One of the most recent comets that came from the Oort Cloud was Comet Neowise, which was discovered in 2020. It was visible with the naked eye for several weeks, and it had a long curved tail. It also had some outbursts of activity that made it brighter. These are just some examples of comets that have visited us from the Oort Cloud. There are many more that we have not seen yet. Scientists estimate that there are about 10 billion comets in the Oort Cloud larger than 1 kilometer across, and trillions more smaller ones. Some of them may never come close to the Sun at all. The best way to study the Oort Cloud would be to send a spacecraft there directly. But this is very challenging because it would take a long time and a lot of energy to reach such a far distance. The closest we have come to doing this is with Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, two spacecrafts that were launched in 1977 and are still traveling outwards. They have passed beyond Pluto and entered interstellar space, but they are still very far from reaching the Oort Cloud. Another way to study the Oort Cloud would be to use powerful telescopes that can observe faint objects at great distances. But this is also very difficult because there are many sources of noise and interference that can obscure our view. One project that aims to do this is called LSST, Large Synoptic Survey Telescope, which will be built in Chile and start operating in 2023. It will scan the entire sky every few days and look for moving objects like asteroids and comets. The Oort Cloud is one of the most elusive and intriguing regions of our solar system. It holds many secrets about our past and our future. In this video, we have learned about the Oort Cloud, a huge shell of icy objects that surrounds our Sun at a very far distance. We have seen how it was discovered, how big it is, what it looks like, what kind of objects are in it, how we study it, and what mysteries remain to be solved. The Oort Cloud is one of the most amazing and mysterious regions of our solar system. It shows us how vast and diverse our solar system is. It also tells us about the origin and evolution of our solar system. And it gives us a glimpse of what lies beyond our solar system, interstellar space. Thank you for watching this video about the Oort Cloud. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos about astronomy and space. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, keep looking up at the stars.